Chapter 26. The marriage partner needs to change. When the movie ended and the lights came on in the theater, Grace only noticed her sister sitting beside Adrian when she stood up, and Ian, who was holding her sister's hand. She stared wide-eyed in astonishment. She had heard about this youngest son of the Reed family from friends with good connections in their circle. He was a little devil, and his family had no way to handle him. Only his older brother Samuel could occasionally say a few words to him. When did they get together? She couldn't figure it out. A cold, piercing gaze fell on Ava's hand. She pretended not to feel it and feigned surprise as she greeted Adrian and Grace. I didn't notice it was Sister and Adrian just now. The atmosphere between the two men was tense. Grace didn't sense it. Ava pretended not to know and asked Grace in a fake manner where they were planning to go next. Grace said they were planning to have dinner and then go back. "Are you going hiking after dinner?" Ava invited enthusiastically. "I want to watch the sunrise tomorrow, so I'm planning to go hiking tonight. Do Sister and Adrian want to come along?" Grace's eyes lit up. She turned her gaze to Adrian. Adrian's tightly pressed lips relaxed slightly. "I'll think about it." As soon as he opened his mouth, Ava linked arms with Ian and said casually, "We already have one tent. If Sister and Adrian aren't going, we won't buy another one." Adrian's hand at his side tightened. Finally, he nodded to Grace. Seeing her goal achieved, Ava let go of Ian. Disappointment flashed in Ian's eyes, but when he saw their tightly interlocked fingers, a faint smile appeared at his lips. No matter what method, it didn't matter. The four of them left the movie theater and went to buy some hiking supplies, then went to a restaurant for dinner. At the restaurant entrance, Ava saw a familiar figure. A tall girl was walking into the restaurant arm in arm with a trendy dressed man. She was turning her head, talking to the man beside her with a bright smile, when the man turned to respond. It was an identical, brilliant smile. Ava suddenly felt that smile was a bit glaring. She unconsciously touched her chest area. There was no heartache, no sadness, just a bit of regret. She thought the marriage partner would need to change. Men like Wesley, with happy families, simple family relationships, and radiating sunshine from inside out, were really hard to find in their circle. When she first met Wesley, she knew he was the type to be warm to everyone. At the same time, he maintained clear boundaries with the opposite sex. It turned out he really only considered her a friend. Ava pressed her lips together. She had never been interested in forcing men who didn't like her. She would just find someone else. "Ava, you're eating here too?" When Ava returned to the private room from the restroom, she happened to meet Wesley, who had just come out of a private room. Her gaze inadvertently swept over the door that had just closed. She noticed that not only was the girl from earlier sitting inside, there were also older elders present. She caught a glimpse of Mrs. Hale. The girl was sitting beside Mrs. Hale. In the second before the door closed, she saw Mrs. Hale's gentle expression and bright smile as she put food into the girl's bowl. It looked like a harmonious family scene. Ava understood. Wesley's girlfriend must have known him for many years, but she had never seen her in New Harbor before. She was probably from a modest family. She had learned about the Hale family's traditions from two friends. If the Hale family married, it was definitely for love. The Hales never arranged marriages. The Hale family had good values and great influence. People wanting to marry their daughters into the family were as numerous as fish crossing the river. Endless. But if the Hale sons didn't agree, even pleasing the Hale parents would be useless. In matters of marriage, the Hale elders absolutely respected their children. Regardless of background, as long as character was fine, anyone could be brought home. What a coincidence! Ava pretended not to know and greeted Wesley with a smile. Wesley smiled and nodded. "Having dinner with my parents." "I'm having dinner with my sister." After Ava finished speaking, without waiting for Wesley to respond, she continued. "We're about to leave, so I won't chat with you. Bye." "Okay." Wesley watched Ava hurry away. He was slightly dazed. He felt Ava's attitude toward him had changed. Clearly her tone and smile were no different from before. But there was a subtle sense of distance. Wesley pressed his hand to his chest. It felt stuffy, a feeling he had never experienced before. "Second brother, weren't you going to the restroom, standing at the door, playing guard?" Wesley's shoulder was suddenly patted. He was startled. He turned around and looked at his sister irritably. "If you're going to talk, just talk. Why hit me so hard for no reason?" "Second brother, what's with that tone?" Stella put her hands on her hips. "You're actually being mean to me. I'm going to tell Big Brother." Go ahead, go ahead." Stella felt her brother was acting even more strange. This impatient tone wasn't easy to hear from her second brother. She suddenly laughed. "What's wrong? Did your Miss Hart ignore you? She's so popular. You think this inexperienced guy who's never dated could catch her eye? You should give up on that idea early," Stella said gloatingly. Wesley's face darkened. He put his large hand on Stella's head and pushed her back into the private room. "If you can't speak properly, eat more to shut your mouth." When they started hiking, the sun had already sunk below the horizon. Ava held a hiking pole in her hand, listening to Ian talk and occasionally responding to him. Adrian walked half a step behind them. Grace wasn't in good physical condition. After just half an hour of walking, she was already gasping for breath. "Ava, they're too slow. Let's not wait for them." Ian bumped Ava's shoulder. Seeing Adrian made him annoyed. Despite having his own girlfriend there, he kept looking at Ava. Really shameless. Ava turned around and looked at Grace not far behind. "Sister, Ian and I will go to the summit and wait for you and Adrian." Many people were hiking at this time. Grace knew she was climbing too slowly. She nodded. Then she glanced at Adrian beside her, feeling guilty. Adrian was usually very busy with work. It was rare for him to rest, and because she wanted to spend more time with him. She had dragged him to go hiking, but she had really overestimated her stamina. Here, Ava and Ian quickly left the other two far behind. When abroad, whenever Ava had free time, she would go out to play. During the 2 years she dated Ian, they had done various sports: hiking, skiing, surfing. She had always been in good shape from years of dancing. Hiking was easy for her. When they reached the summit, Ian set up the tent and brought her food. Adrian and Grace finally arrived. Adrian was supporting Grace, who looked exhausted, most of her body weight leaning on Adrian. "Ian, what is it, Ava? Do you want more?" Before Ian could finish, soft lips pressed against his cheek. Adrian, a few steps away, stopped walking.